In the headlines, Academic Staff Union of Universities to extend warning strike by 2 months. Katsina villagers taking refuge at an IDP camp after withdrawal of military from their area. Vice President Yemi Bajo to run for president. And renewed diplomatic talks with Russia might open the way for more civilians to evacuate a day after the war intensified in western Ukraine. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Zainab Bala. Good morning and welcome. Now, Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, plans to extend its warning strike for another 2 months. The union made the resolution to extend the strike at its National Executive Council meeting held in Abuja on Sunday night. According to the union, it is concerned that there were no concrete offers from the government to convince the union to call off the strike, and frowned at the statement credited to both the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy and the Director General NITDA to the effect that University Transparency Accountability Solution UTAS has failed the integrity test. The demands include the revitalization of public universities, earned academic allowances, University Transparency Accountability Solution UTAS, promotion arrears, renegotiation of 2009 ASUU federal government agreement, and alleged inconsistencies in integrated payroll and personal information system payments. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) has arrested the General Overseer of Christ Living Hope Church, Reverend Gochukwu Ekwem, at the Murtala Muhammad International Airport for drug peddling. NDLEA spokesman Femi Babafemi confirmed this in a statement. According to the statement, the agency's operatives arrested the cleric while on his way to a 3-week crusade in Nairobi, Kenya, with 54 sticks of drugs wrapped around his body. The popular preacher has his church headquartered in Iswanicha Mbakwa Road, Oka North local government area of Anambra State, and 2 other branches in Lagos and Abuja. Similarly, the operatives arrested another passenger, Nankai King, who arrived at the airport on Ethiopian Airlines flight from Sao Paulo, Brazil, via Addis Ababa, with 40 parcels of cocaine concealed inside bottles of body cream with a gross weight of 9.70 kilograms. In another development, the gents intercepted another passenger on Ethiopian Airlines flight to Italy, Edu Blessing, with 290 tablets of tramadol, 225 milligrams, and flunitrazepam. The operatives also arrested a freight agent, Rafi Abbas, at the Nako export shed of the airport when he presented a cargo containing 19.15 kilograms of cannabis going to London, concealed inside plastic containers labeled as African dishes and packed in a bag, among others. Still ahead, fear grips residents of Shimfiɗa village after withdrawal of military personnel providing security to the village in Jibia local government area in Katsina State. The 7 children are reported dead and 19 people abducted in the village, in addition to several others unaccounted for. Abdullahi Yamadi meets some of the people from Shimfiɗa village at an internally displaced persons camp in Jibia. His report.
About 7 of their children suffocated and died in the 2 vehicles that conveyed the few that were lucky to escape the rigor of trekking the over 47-kilometer Shimfiɗa to Jibia feeder road. The villagers left Shimfiɗa to Jibia town, leaving behind everything in terms of food, clothes, and other valuables. Arrived this camp exhausted, tired, and weak. The over 15,000 residents of Shimfiɗa village arrived in Jibia, while others proceeded to some communities in Madarumfa area of Niger Republic, where they are taking refuge, leaving behind a woman on labor, about 18 old men and women who are very weak and tired. These IDPs say as they deserted Shimfiɗa last Thursday, bandits in their numbers surrounded the village, burnt all the properties they left behind, and abducted 19 people who were unable to escape, mostly disabled and the old ones. When we left Shimfiɗa, the bandits went in and burnt everything that belongs to us. They burnt everything. Almost everything was burnt down, and they took away some of our properties. Kabiru Hamisu Shemfida, whose wife and children are among the abductees, called on the government to assist in rescuing their families and provide securities to the community to enable them return to their ancestral homes. My wife and my child were abducted. I left them there as I was confused. They have been abducted. Closed television camera captured about 5 old people who just arrived at the IDP camp, exhausted and tired. Everybody ran for safety and left us in the village. The bandits came and abducted us, but we were lucky. We were freed. They know we have nothing to pay ransom, and there is nobody left to pay for us. This boy is my grandson. I never thought I would see him again. I thought he was kidnapped, abducted, or he has died. Though there is no official IDP camp in Katsina State, there are over 8,000 internally displaced persons from Shemfida village alone taking refuge in this primary school. The IDPs require urgent attention to cushion some of their hardships, especially food, clothing, and shelter. There are about 9 of them, but at this point in time I will passionately call on the authorities concerned to come to our aid. We are in their need. Most of them here sleep in this open space without adequate conveniences and clean water, beside other basic needs. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Sad one there. Still ahead, social media influencers have been advised to be fair, balanced and responsible in their publications to minimize the spread of fake news. The Chief of Civil Military Affairs, Major General Marcus Kanye, made the call while addressing participants at the 18th edition of the Social Media Influencers Seminar in Oka, Anambra State. The theme for the seminar is the Nigerian Army's non-kinetic line of operation, critical roles of social media. Major General Kanye said the essence of the program was to create an avenue for discourse to bridge the gap between the military and the citizens.
This business. We therefore acknowledge the fact that you all have very important role to play in the promotion of peace and security in our dear country. It is very obvious that what you say, the way you say it, and how it spreads have far-reaching implications than most of us think. Because the social media has a very crucial role to play in support of the Nigerian Army's non-kinetic lines of operation, as well as shaping public opinion.
It is a more robust relationship between the Nigerian Army and, of course, those social media influencers, and by extension the Nigerian society, because they are doing an incredible job that need to be applauded, supported and encouraged. Because the bottom line here is that these are a group of people that are sacrificing their comfort and sometimes even their most precious thing, their lives, for the benefit of the Nigerian society, so that people will live better.
Negative news works on people's psyche. Even some people get depressed with so much negativity or negative news around them. It is one thing to say a news is negative, is another thing to say it's not factual. So is this issue of factual or fake news we'll have to work on. And then also being conflict sensitive. There's something that is called conflict sensitive reports. You report a story in such a way that it does not affect people that are watching it.
Now to politics. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has informed President Muhammadu Buhari of his presidential ambition Reports say the vice president told the president of his desire to take over from him at the expiration of his tenure to consolidate the achievements they recorded since they took over from the opposition PDP in 2015. According to reports, the vice president had first consulted some prominent Nigerians who encouraged him to vie for the presidency, and they also encouraged him to tell the president himself, not to allow a third party to tell the president, so that the ambition would not be misconstrued. Following this, daughter of the APC national leader and its presidential hopeful, Bola Tinubu, says her father will become president of Nigeria in 2023 despite his health challenges. The grand patron of ASUU Tinubu support group said that Bola Tinubu is the right choice for Nigerians, even if APC drops its donor formula. She explained that the crisis rocking the APC and the convention will not deter the party from victory.
Fit and healthy, but anybody can say whatever they likes. Even motor vehicles break down. It was down for some time, and it's been taken care of. For now, it's healthy. It's very obvious who sees it. So I believe strongly that the election is going to, the convention is going to hold on the 26th of March, inshallah. It will go, inshallah.
Chieftains of the All Progressive Congress, APC, have been speaking on the factors leading to the lingering leadership crisis rocking the party ahead of the 2023 elections. Some of them attribute the crisis to inordinate ambitions, struggle for political relevance, lack of assertive leadership as some of the factors tearing the party apart. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman reports.
The embattled chairman of the party's caretaker and extraordinary convention planning committee, Mema Labuni, has been accused of planning to delay the gathering as a strategy to realize his political ambition, leading to a series of postponements of the party's convention.
The biggest problem here is not the confusion and the interest that is playing this whole balloon. It's about the laws that establish the procedural operation of the party. Are we in tune with the procedure of the party or not? That is where we should pay serious attention to. Because lack of following due process or frequent procedural violation could lead to the party not even presenting candidates for the 2023 election. And this is a very serious problem. We've seen it in Zamfara State. And we've seen it happen in so many places. So we should be very, very careful about playing party politics without recourse to the law.
What simply needs to be done is to give every member of this party a sense of belonging. Not forgetting the founding fathers and the parties that came together to form the APC. One, which is the CPC, led by President Mohamed Buhari, the ACN, led by ASUU Ahmed Tinubu, ABGA, led by Rocha Sokrocha, AMPP, led by Yari, Shetima, and the host of them.
A Gestapo-like leadership takeover staged by a group of governors through the Niger State Governor Sani Bello, who is also a member of the CECPC, is alleged to be a desperation to hijack the party and decide who runs its affairs, and by extension the various anticipated contests.
Most of them are leaving governors. They are exiting. After 2023, there is no position again for them to occupy than higher offices. So they are all aiming for higher offices. Most of them are bidding for deputy vice presidential offices, so they have their own interests. Some people want the zoning to be done to the south. Some people want zoning to be open. Let the presidency come from anywhere. People like us, we don't believe in zoning. We believe that the zone of influence should produce the president. Wherever we have a massive vote, we should pay attention to that zone. So some people say no, that it should be zoned to the south. They hide under the guise of being fair so that they can be vice presidents.
This party should, as a matter of urgency, to respect the rule of law and obey the court judgments and orders where they exist. And when this is done, it will also give everyone a sense of belonging.
With the scheduled March 26 National Convention shrouded in uncertainties due to threats arising from litigations, possible breach of INEC and party guidelines, concerns remain on the ability of the ruling party to navigate through the landmines and still emerge stronger. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
In Bauchi, prospective voters raise alarm that would-be voters are extorted in the ongoing continuous voter registration exercise in the state. They express hope to get their cards ahead of the 2023 elections. Adamu Imam reports that the online fee registration is still ongoing in some designated internet cafes in Bauchi State. His report.
People who are eligible to vote and be voted for express worries over some of the officials that are responsible of handling the ongoing voter registration exercise. Aisha Muhammad and Dahiru advise INEC to do more for Nigerians to get it right once more.
Something to do with the voters registration card, because one of my daughters went out for the registration card, and what she was told was that she has to pay 500 naira before she could be able to get the registration card. So now she came back home and told me that a lot of people are going because they asked for money. So what she was thinking was that it was going to be given free. So now we are planning that after her exams, I will give her the 500 naira, let her go and get it. I think they have to do something about it, because to my own belief is it has to be given free. So that if really we wanted to change whatever it is, because that voter's card is your answer. So I pray and hope that those that are involved in it will see through it.
To extend the means of reaching those at the grassroots, either through communication, who are expanding their offices, who are expanding their services. So I am advising on that. And despite the number of months spent on the ongoing legislation, I have not seen any person that has any to look at. I don't know whether it's going to be mass production or it's going to be timely. I don't know. So I also invite them to enhance on that to see that the desired result is yielded.
However, Abbas Gungura and Umar Dahiru share their views, explaining that people should not relent in their effort. According to them, this is another opportunity to be registered and exercise their civic right for electing credible leaders in the country.
Vehicle that will give you an opportunity to elect whoever you want to lead you in this country or in whatever position of your choice. So therefore, the voters registration is very, very important. It's very, very paramount. Once you have this voters card, you have the opportunity to elect whoever you want. But once you don't have it, it is a civil responsibility, and some people are turning away with their civil responsibility.
We are appealing for more awareness, because this permanent voter card is their weapon to elect leaders of their choice. Government or the authority concerned should do something to find a lasting solution in respect of this voters registration exercise, so that at the end of the time, we'll be proud of that we elect our leaders, not imposition. On the other hand, the Independent National Electoral Commission recently held a stakeholders meeting in ensuring all hands must be on deck to salvage the nation while using voter card wisely by the people during the conduct of the election proper. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
There you go. This is Trust TV News Update coming up. You get to see the story of 3 blind siblings running a successful milling business. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Trust TV News Update. Here are our top stories. Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, plans to extend its warning strike for another 2 months. Residents of Shimfida village live in fear after withdrawal of military personnel providing security to the village in Jibia local government area in Katsina State. Still ahead, hydroelectric power producing areas Development Commission has called on residents of Kogi State living in communities along the River Niger bank and under torment of water flooding to take the advantage of the medical outreach being piloted by the Commission to receive the treatment of ailment posed by the flooding in the community for decades. The Managing Director of the Commission, Abubakar Yelwa, represented by the Director of Finance and Administration of the Commission, Jimo Gabi, stated this while addressing one of the affected inhabitants of the communities in Oyendega, the headquarters of Ibaji local government, at the weekend. He said the Commission has embarked on free medical treatment, drilling of boreholes and provision of street lights in Ibaji, Kotonkarfi, Ajakuta and Bassa communities to cushion the effect of the River Niger flooding occasioned by construction of dams on the river. Reports say the 4 communities in the state have been ravaged by the incessant flooding, which has led to hardships, loss of lives and properties for years. Saadu Isiaka is visually impaired for over 35 years, but he chooses to work rather than beg, as many blinds will resort to. He grinds dried cassava with 2 of his brothers, Nasru and Suleiman, in Aguare, Atisbo local government area of Oyo State, making them popular among locals. The report.
Food made from alubo flour is a favorite menu on the table in this community. Little wonder that Saadu and his brothers find consolation earning livelihood from grinding dried cassava. The 3 are blind but motivated and courageous. Saadu lost his vision in his mid-30s after trying orthodox and traditional medicine without success. He now runs grinding dried cassava business with near perfection. As a prince, though blind, he says he cannot resort to begging. According to him, he will rather do something dignifying for a living. It was Suleiman that first bought the machine and gave it to some people to run, but they later left. I learned how to operate the machine on my own, and I can start the machine including putting its belt. I have never gotten injured all along and no incident happens. The machine is getting old and we want to replace it. If we get assistance, we would be happy. He is still ambitious and expanding his horizons by venturing into other vocations.
2005.
I started experiencing this eye problem in the year 2005. I used to be a motorcycle mechanic. I'm married with 2 children. I actually spent a lot of money on the treatment of this eye problem with no remedy. So since then, I haven't had anything to do except with friends who often help me. Some of my friends even went to the extent of making me gain back my vision, but to no avail. I only attended elementary school, where I had my first living certificate in 1985. When I used to be a mechanic, I had a lot of apprentices working for me, but since I lost my vision, all my apprentices left me and I tried everything to make a living without success until I decided to venture into the milling business, and God has been faithful. At least through this business, I've been able to feed my family and myself. All I want from the government is that they should assist me financially, because even before my ordeal, I was always a motorcycle dealer. I wouldn't mind getting financial assistance from the government to help revive my old motorcycle dealership business. My name is Nasiru Isiaka. I am from Aguari, Oyo State. I am a grain miller. I and my elder brother, Seidu Isiaka, are the one managing this milling business outlet. I don't know the price of a miller machine, should anyone want to help out. My name is Suleiman Isiaka. We were all born and bred in Aguari, Oyo State. I only attended primary school to standard 6. I was a vehicle mechanic at some point, But the moment I lost my sight, I started trading in perishable goods and foodstuff. But I am constrained financially to extend the business further. I am married to 3 women, and each of them gave me a child. At the moment, we are pleading with Nigerians, especially the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde. We need help in a lot of ways because we are all from the same biological parent. If the government and well-wishers could help us in any way so that we can take care of ourselves and also send our wards to school, that would be awesome for all of us. And it would be nice if the government would help us out with tools too, for me and my brothers. Sometimes I do trade on livestock as well, to resell for gain. Saadu is an example of hope even when the future may look bleak for people with disability.
A very heartwarming story there. And now to global matters. A day after Moscow escalated its offensives by shelling areas perilously close to the Polish border, besieged Ukrainians hope renewed diplomatic talks with Russia might open the way for more civilians to evacuate. This comes at an International Committee of the Red Cross warns that residents of Mariupol face a worst-case scenario unless Russia and Ukraine reach an agreement to ensure humanitarian access. And that's it on News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Zainab Bala. Thank you for watching.